July 18th meeting minutes.
Yes.
Any comments on them or changes?
Motion to accept the minutes as written.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
Okay, we have a public hearing, for Mr. Nichols', area variance application. Stephanie, would you possibly read that notice into the record?
You want me to read
Or I can read it, but I can have it.
which one?
The,
The public hearing or the letter?
public hearing,
You want me to read the public hearing?
yes, please.
Notice is hereby given that a public hearing will be held by the zoning board of the town of Poestenkill at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, August 15, 2023, at the Poestenkill Town Hall, 38 Davis Drive, Poestenkill, New York, 12140, to review an area variance application submitted by Brian Nichols for a 10 by 24 shed on property located at 73 Drive, Poestenkill. Copies of the application supporting documents are available at the Poestenkill Town Hall and are available for public inspection during regular business hours. All interested persons will be heard at the public hearing.
Thank you. First, could you describe, for the record, what you're proposing to do?
I'm gonna put a 10 by 24 shed on the back part of the driveway, we extended a couple years ago. Things have changed, I like to put the structure so I can kind of attempt to keep the property a little more clean. Have a structure instead of a trailer getting in and separating my tools and whatnot.
Any questions?
Well, I'm sorry, I missed the last meeting. I was just on the application. I was just reading this. You applied for a variance in 2014 for a garage.
Back then, I was doing conversion to a house, and I was going to put a garage up, 4 footers through the whole nine. Circumstances changed, I ended up buying a trailer to put my stuff in. 4 years after that, I put a 6 years, I put a fucking shed. Back then, I was going to do an attached garage, it was approved. One started to run out, life circumstances changed. So.
It wasn't, because I'm looking at, it said it was approved. You said yes, but then down below it says with the building permit denied. I said yes.
Well, originally it was. So this building permit was denied because I needed variance.
Oh, I see.
So maybe I misunderstood.
I guess, okay, so that,
So building permit for this project now was denied. In the past, I did have the variance and the permit. And then when he said.
so you could have put, back then in 2014, you could have put a garage right on top of this pad.
Well, the pad would have been there at the time, but we had to dig, but I extended the driveway since because instead of doing the garage, I put a trailer. Worked out for a couple of years, but it's not working out. But to go back to now that I pour a slab instead of an actual foundation, can't attach to the house. That's why I'm going with a shed. It's not going to be big enough for a garage. It's a shed to keep my tools in. Clean the property, get some ladders put away. Some equipment is covered.
The side setback, it's 25 for, is it 25 for accessory?
20.
20.
It should be 20 for an accessory, right?
I thought it was 25.
And you're asking for how much? So, and
Well, I'm asking for, according to the original survey from the house, 3.16.
Right, if it's 15, here's the map, it's 15, 16 now, and you're gonna put 10.
Yeah, well, so there is a slab there, half a line on the.
Okay,
So it'll be 12 foot off of the house. There'll be 2 foot between the shed and the house to access the house, and access in between.
Okay.
Anytime maintenance out.
on this map here, it shows the garage, that's the actual.
That's the old garage, it's
The old
closed
garage,
in.
the house is part of the
Garage house, which is now converted to a living room.
And so you've got 15 feet, and you're gonna do 10 plus 2. 12 and 3. Just take a minute just to see if there's anybody here from the public in favor of the proposal.
Just to be quick, if you don't mind. Jason Cooper on 65 Abbott Drive. I literally just got informed, so if you guys, thank you for taking me first. I live perpendicular from Mr. Nichols. I don't know if you guys have all been down Abbott Drive, but it's goes Mr. Nichols, the Basils, and then myself. And, as long as it's aesthetically pleasing and helps clean up, what it is, I don't have any concerns. And my wife's out of town, but she told me to relay the same message from our perspective. We have confidence it will be done in a way that, where we look is positive for the neighborhood.
Okay, take care.
Thanks.
Anybody here on the other side? Okay. And
I'm assuming the board got a copy of my letter from July 19th.
does everybody have a copy of this?
Yes.
Oh, and I've got two things. If you either read them out or read them into the record.
Yeah, Tracy wants his read first.
Okay, so I'm gonna read, I'm gonna do a stop and test. In this, I'm married for a long time. This is from Tracy Church, to the board. In the spring of 2020, a resident of Poestenkill had been into the code enforcement building department inquiring about a driveway permit for 73 Abbott Drive, as well as any requirements for material placement or location specifications. At the time of the inquiry, the town of Poestenkill had nothing in the town code regarding driveways. Therefore, the resident was informed that a permit was not required and that there were currently no provisions inhibiting such use in LL Local Law Number 3, 2021. Application to construct residential and private roads was added on June 17, 2021. So I think that goes back to the letter that you wrote as far as one of the things from the points here. Can we read it or you want to read it? It's up to you. This is from Mr. Basil. I am writing in reference to Brian Nichols, 73 Abbott Drive, Poestenkill, New York, 12140. Mr. Nichols is requesting an area variance to erect a 10 by 24 shed on his property. I live right next to Mr. Nichols at 69 Abbott Drive. I would like to go on record as being opposed to the approval of this application for the following reasons. One, the existing slab was poured about 3 years ago. The slab was done without an area variance. The slab is 6 feet from the property line. If a shed was to be erected, the overhang would probably be 5 feet from the property. I believe the code states you need a 10-foot setback. Two, there is a drainage swale which runs along the property line. By building the shed, the water runoff from the roof would increase the water in the swale, making it more difficult to mow in that area. Number three, Mr. Nichols states there is no other option to locate the shed on his property due to the wetness of his backyard area. I disagree. If he would do some remedial drainage work in the back, it would relieve the wet area. Number four, the storage problem that Mr. Nichols has caused, the storage problem that Mr. Nichols was caused somewhat by himself. There was an attached garage on the house, but he opted to take that garage and make it a living area. That was his choice. 73 Abbott Drive is the smallest lot on Abbott Drive. You can't expect to have 2 or 3 sheds on a small lot. It's like putting 5 pounds of material in a 3-pound bag. And 5, if this 10 by 24 shed is allowed, what would stop someone from using it for a garage? Okay, so, and you want to talk after that?
Got some follow-up on that. At best, maybe the board should consider a conceptual drawing. What's the shed going to be made of? Is it going to be wood, tin, cardboard? Again, it would create a water problem for both Brian and myself. And we're calling it a 10 by 24 foot shed. It's a garage. It's as big as the garage that was attached to the house. What's gonna stop somebody, maybe not Brian, somebody in the future, from using that as a garage? Once you give this variance, it can be used for a garage. It can be built in any which way, shape, or form. So I'm just trying to protect my interest in my property. And, you know,
Okay, so,
I have a feeling a 10 by 24, you know, that's a pretty big shed. Somebody gonna convert it into a garage. And if we were to call this a garage, or if a garage was to be built there, you know you'd have to have stamp plans now to get a building permit. So is this just a manipulation? And then I got something else there on the deed. Obviously, you can see them against it.
yeah, no,
Just for my own
it
reasons.
says right here.
Yep. But I also have, I'd like to take a look at this on the deed. There was, the last time he applied, and the question came up, there's a deed restriction on there about buildings. Number one.
I didn't know, see this application until tonight, but you said he was already was approved, that the previous, is this something, do we have this copy of? He was approved in 2014 and just never built it.
I have a copy of the resolution.
So this has already been approved before for more
But
than.
they
For a
didn't
garage.
match because it wasn't built.
Well, and back then, Mr. Basil, you did something, you handled a letter.
Yes, I did.
To do it, so
Yes, I did.
it's kind of a change of heart at this point. It's not gonna be any different than how far.
I would much rather see the existing trailer there because it is portable and if Brian ever moved, the trailer's gonna go away. Once there's a fixed project there, that's never gonna go away. We still have the problem with the wetlands, not the wetlands, but make it a little bit more wet there. And, like I said, you know, a shed that's 10 by 24, I would like to see some kind of conceptual drawing, what it's gonna look like. You're just giving a carte blanche to be made out of cardboard.
Yeah, I mean, let me first start by saying that if there were a deed restriction in here preventing this, that would be a private matter between you two and the board. You take notice of it, but we don't enforce deed restrictions. That's a,
I know the last time it came up because a couple of members
right,
brought it up.
right. And it's understood, but that would have to be something that you would have to take up. The board cannot enforce private deed restrictions. We can take note of it. However, I'm not sure if these deed restrictions would prevent this garage there. I mean, I could read them to you, but I don't, at first glance, see anything that speaks directly to the application. So I'm not sure that it does have a lot of influence on that. That shouldn't suggest that all the other factors that you need to consider are unchanged in any way. But this, to paraphrase this, it's residential purposes. However, they specifically say you could have attorneys, doctors, dentists, or other persons carrying out professions. Water and sewer shall be located in accordance with the Department of Health. One-story structure shall have a ground floor living space may not have a living space of less than 900 square feet. In the case of two-story dwelling, shall not be less than 1,200 square feet. So those aren't directly aimed at this issue. And even if they were, again, that would be a conversation between the landowners, not enforceable by the board.
Is there something in here that does say about the building or garage setbacks or anything?
No setbacks in those provisions. So we take a quick look at it. Be happy to be corrected.
No,
Did you say the side setbacks are 20 foot?
It's 20 foot because it's an
20
accessory
foot?
structure.
Back when they were built, they were 10 foot back.
So if it's 20 foot, he's asking for, with the overhang, you know, what, that's 15
Well,
feet.
he's actually asking for more than what I think, you have it in the way.
Yeah, because I was under the assumption side setbacks were 10 foot.
Yeah, it's pretty close to 5.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
for 15.
Yeah, 3.3, yeah, so it's 15.
But
15.
So it's 3.1 feet between, and do you know where that property line is?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so
Well, you got a measurement, this is.
that was
a
off
map
of
there.
a survey. Yeah. So, off the house, I measured when I put the slab in 12 feet. I'm over the edge of that slab. I'm not going to put it in the slab. I'm just going to base of the building.
As part of the board, what we have to see is there an alternative to putting it there? I mean, because if you could find that, that would be,
Unfortunately, the septic's in the front of the house. There's no other way for me to get a vehicle to a shed or whatever. I'm not gonna say I don't drive over septic every now and again, but we all do. But if I regularly were to drive over that, to load on motor tools, whatever I gotta do, it's not anything I would want to be doing, but driving over septic and my distribution thing.
Where's the septic right?
Septic's right in front of the house.
Right directly in
I
front of
want you to
Yeah,
show exactly where
Right
it
here.
is.
My septic comes out and then the line was run over the driveway. So the driveway is here and then.
Yeah.
The slab is off to the side, the extension of the driveway is where the slab is.
you. Yeah. Could you drive right over the top, incorporate that drive over the top of the
Over the
slab
slab?
and come back and put a shed?
No,
Yeah, I know.
there's my dog pen back there, I just can't really do it there. Once you get 20 feet past my house, it's right now standing order. The dog is really good at it.
Because you got a pretty big backyard there.
I do. It's unfortunate, I thought it was more usable than what it is. I built some years ago that I barely use because I'm wearing buckets to get back to I had parking money, riding mower up in a shelter lodge on the side of the house because it sinks in. I hadn't done a mow without, I've been using a weed whacker to mow.
I know there's the stream
Yeah.
runs in the very back of the property. I surveyed your next, Davis is next door, and I know it's it runs through there.
Can I ask something?
That's all.
You said you had a garage planned and then approved.
It was
Is that
already
wired,
It's since 2014.
is this building wired in the garage?
It's the same, it's gonna be
Same
the
exact
same.
location, just instead of being attached to the house, I'm leaving 2 foot between the house and the shed.
Did you try to talk to the building inspector and ask if you could just reapply for just extend, you already have a permit?
Right,
Did
well.
he say he deny that?
No, so I don't have a permit for this because when I went to apply for the permit, obviously the setbacks weren't gonna be approved, so he denied the permit, wrote me a letter denying the permit.
But in 2014.
Oh, 2014, I had a permit after, because they got the variance and then we went and got the permit, we did the interior work first, and then when it was time to do the exterior, build the garage, we had to change them.
Okay.
It's like, some life things changed. It's only been house now.
No, I'm just wondering if it already you already had a variance, if that
I had
that
variance
runs
in the
with
building.
the variance runs with the land, if it can be, really
That's a good point. So the building permit may not have been issued, but the variance should not.
To the extent that it was issued, which this is asking for more, is that correct?
No,
Same exact setback. I just used that application.
he's already granted this
The
variance.
setbacks are
You
different.
said you had the resolution, should we see it?
Well, it's the same distance, same garage.
Same size setback. I think the original garage, I think, is 20.
Were you gonna,
Thank you.
were you gonna attach the garage or?
Back
leave it?
then I was, and in between then and now, I decided to extend the driveway, and when I did that, I had to put the footings in to be able to attach to the house. So that's why now and I wouldn't put a garage on, I would put a shed, I'm not gonna be parking cars in there or anything like that. I got 10 foot wide, I'm a big fella, I ain't gonna park a car in there and get out, like, who said I did, somebody else could. Okay, yeah, it's not.
But if you went back and strictly went to this variance you got before,
Nothing's changed, except for maybe a front setback, because, like I said, it's 20 feet. I think last time I was asking for 18 or 20, and this time I'm asking for 24 foot. Yeah, in the shed.
In your picture, in this picture, this is where you have your lawnmowers right now?
Yeah,
Now, is this your, you can sort of see like a little driveway here. Is
that's
this-
the swell.
Okay,
That's
so
the-
that's where the swell is. Okay.
No, there's also one, there's a swell on my side.
Swell on both sides.
Yeah, on both sides.
Right.
Yeah, yes, here. Yeah, right there.
Is there any way that, from what you've seen, to remediate the water?
Oh, well, I don't know, that, I don't know.
I'm just.
There is a stream in the back, I mean, you could probably culvert that and go, that
If you
swale
do
and culvert
remedial
it.
drainage,
You could drain
you
back
could
to
drain the
that,
backyard, but you're gonna have to do some remedial drainage.
probably both sides, I guess. And get it back to that, that's a pretty decent ditch in the back.
Well, there's a French drain on that swell, so.
And I saw it, I looked at it, so you've got a couple pipes coming in.
No, not my side,
The other side.
the other side.
The other
On
side.
the other side.
There's a French drain.
Great,
On
but
that
again,
side.
I'm not driving on that side.
So, I mean, if you did drainage, you could run right to the French drain.
On the right side or the left side?
As you're looking at the house, be to the right
Between
side.
me and the neighbors.
Okay. On the left side, though, you both have drainage going into that swale. You have pipes coming out, and yes, there's pipes right,
I have pipes coming.
Pipes coming
my-
down.
my,
And it's a natural drainage anyways, it always has been,
yeah,
you know. I've been there 49 years.
but that could maybe be ditched and dried out a little bit or something.
It's possible.
Or culvert in there for the stream.
You'd have to run a culvert all the way down.
Decision.
Do you,
But
these
you
are
already
yours
have a
too, right,
French
Brian?
drain on the other
These
side.
buildings back here, you go all the way
Yeah,
down? Is this you too?
Yes, that's my shed in the back.
Oh, okay. This is where it's all, like,
It's awful, that nice area.
right there.
Well,
Would
I
you
just
give
think
me
that
one
if you did exactly what you have the variance for now,
So.
if you go back to the building inspector, you may have to do.
That was an attached structure before.
It was in the
Okay.
house.
Well, you could do the same thing and make it a little different. If you want, if you, Variance for the setback.
So the side setback wouldn't change, the front setback, I'm asking first. 4 feet different.
Because now it's gonna be in line, right in line with the house.
What's that?
Is that the front setback, so 50 feet down?
They used to be.
I don't know.
They used to be 30 or 50 now, so that's why I have to ask for it.
So it wouldn't extend and beyond the front of your house.
No, it's gonna be the exact same.
So the variance to allow garage with sun setback. 3.6 inches.
It's an inches. On the original, that's the resolution.
So it says you signed a waiver relieving the application, you did
Yeah.
10-foot side setback.
The deeded 10-foot side setback, which I can't find in the deed,
Yeah, I know it's not in there.
which is interesting. I went back and looked after reading that.
Would that be what you're looking at in this thing?
What's that?
Is that what you're looking at in that?
That's the deed, he's looking
This
at.
is the deed that I was looking at and the relief, which is a separate issue, but it matters, you know, from a public perspective, that it's granted as a management that.
Subdivision map doesn't have any setback. They got this is what the map was like. Small, the same three, these three, all these in front of the same size here. Lucy, you have a nice big lot.
That's what I bought.
That's
You
not,
got a
that's
big
not on
one.
the street.
Yeah, it
Trade it,
is.
let me.
No, Dumas has got the best one.
Oh,
Yeah, this one here.
On top.
Straight up to me?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a bird.
That's the where garden used to
Yeah, nice.
live. He's got the best one. Oh, yeah, it was, when he subdivided it. That's the lot to be divided.
This guy up here, somebody right after on one of these put a garage, he did a garage on this lot. That was you?
My husband.
Yeah, I remember that. I wasn't here. That was in August 2 years ago. I thought that was too close. I thought I wasn't here to vote on it. I thought it was too close because it said you couldn't put a ladder up. You only went 5 feet from the line. I said, how, if you put a garage 5, you couldn't put a ladder up without being on somebody else's property.
Then it'll be the same-
On the one
it'll be the
side?
same thing here.
Same thing here, that's what I.
Be less than that now, now that's fancy.
Yeah, you'd have to say, excuse me, you're gonna put a ladder on your property, you know. Yeah, that's what I think is a problem, but I think that you do have an existing variance if you wanna apply to that, and you don't have to.
Is that even a possibility?
It's different, I suppose, because it's no longer attached, and that's why our code enforcement officer told us, so it's exactly what was granted.
So if it was.
It's exactly what was granted.
We was granted a setback from the line,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if it's attached,
It might have been a fact, I mean, I'll have to go back to the minutes.
if he's got a setback for, a certain number of feet for a structure.
Shouldn't matter for practical purposes.
Yeah. Right, the variance should run with the land, but the building permit has to be renewed. That ran out.
So let me look at, with the question then, whether he used a variance?
Not if he uses the old one. I think.
If he is building exactly what was approved, and like Kevin, I agree with you that 2-foot gap shouldn't matter, it's not what was applied for and approved back then, so that's, I didn't talk to Tracy about this, but I can only assume that's why he didn't say you don't need to go back to the zoning board of appeals, because it wasn't exactly what was approved.
I mean, and I honestly don't remember when he saw him or when he told him that there was a variance, 'cause he wasn't, when he wasn't part of this, back then. In 2014, he wasn't around, so I think I just told him, hey, I need to apply for a building permit, but I need a variance. I think that's how it started.
Table this and talk to Tracy.
Yeah, two things. One, table this so you can talk to Tracy and figure this out. And in the meantime, I think the request for what you're doing, what it's going to look like, materials and stuff, what kind of doors are in front, what you're intending on doing, you know, just to get it on the tables, I think that's fair enough to ask for.
I got one other question for the board. If this is granted,
It's a shed on the back. It would say very
I'm
similar.
still opposed to it, but if it
Yeah.
is granted, what's gonna happen with the other sheds that we have, the trailer, the shelter lodging?
Yeah,
I mean,
that is, I don't know if that's
I'm
in
just
the-
looking at it from aesthetics and from my property values. You
The
know,
question is,
Um,
do you intend to keep the trailer or would you intend to get the
Oh,
trailer?
I'm actually, what I'm hoping to do is build the shed, move the stuff out of the trailer into it, and then sell the trailer and make my play pack site. for the
What about
foster shed.
the, and I don't know if it's really our business, but it's a valid point, the shelter logic on the other
I'd
side.
love to get rid of it.
Will you be able to
But-
put the lawn equipment in there?
Well, we don't have a restriction on those, I mean, that's.
I'd love to get rid of it, because every couple of years I gotta replace it, because they don't last.
Dimensions on this.
It costs me a lot of money.
The 3 foot, it's,
Oh, it's right.
it's right here, but it's just.
Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Inches.
so that's the only thing it said, that's the resolution. You can allow a garage with a setback of 3.6 inches.
Just from my point of view, if
That's the only thing that it said.
It's changed slightly. Go ahead.
if Mr. Basil's saying that, you know, am I gonna get the trailer and the shelter logic? You know, move the trailer to the other side.
I'm trying to get rid of it.
Well, trying to, I don't know, I'm just talking out loud. Trying to is one thing, but if it's the property up, that's definite. So then it's hard to,
My goal is to get rid of this trailer. I don't want a trailer that I think is never left my driveway.
It's
Like,
something
what,
that
I build it, or give it that with it. And I'm looking to not make it a permanent trailer, I'm looking to make it a permanent structure so I don't have to have a trailer.
Yeah, that and the shelter
The
lodge.
shelter lodge, gonna love to get rid of that.
Right, I'm saying you'd love to and do, but like we, you know, and this is just me talking, if we were to grant something and, you know, we need to have that as part of the conditions.
I don't want a shelter lodge.
I don't think you could do that.
I guess just,
Well, you
Or
could,
something like
if he needs the variance, you could put reasonable conditions on it.
you know, and it sounds like
Because of
that's
the
your
impact on the
goal,
neighborhood.
is to get rid of the trailer, get rid of the other stuff, so you can consolidate and move things up. It's completely understandable. That would be, you know, as Basil's your closest neighbor and most affected by it, we're really gonna take his,
Still gonna create a water problem.
Now, I have a question for you for that, of what I saw your picture that you gave. Now, would you be able to put, gutters on it and run it into the back of your yard? So it wouldn't create a problem?
Well,
I know it's already swampy back there now.
Well, I'm not sure how you, I could run it to the dog pen, but it's still gonna run as well as I run it there, it's gonna pitch this well, but then they were talking, 10 foot wide by 24 foot structure. How much more rainwater is that gonna send to the swale? No, it's, your garage is a lot bigger and that water's coming into the swale, you know what I mean, like, it's, right now, the slab is pitched slightly towards the swale anyway, so that water's going that way anyway. You know what I mean, like, it's already going there, it's not making any water, I'm not introducing, you know, any water to it.
So, does anybody else, so this is a public hearing, does anybody else have anything that they want to say?
let's leave it, I'd like to leave the hearing open
Yeah, that's what it is.
and just give Lawrence time to,
I was unaware of this part of it.
yeah, I remembered I didn't completely look at it, and Yeah.
The garage or something like that. Change the garage.
And then there's the shutter button back.
Is-
And I'm looking to build in pine, wood, wood framing, vinyl siding.
if you could just put together a specific, where you're gonna put doors, where you're gonna put windows, and everything like that, and the way the roof is gonna slope.
Is it gonna be
The slope,
like that?
the roof right now, the plan is to pitch it front to back, just like the house. So it's gonna be a gable roof, it's front to back, just like the house is.
Okay, so this way.
So it's not gonna look like
So if
this.
it's gonna look almost just like that. The front's gonna have a garage door, the back's gonna have a man door and no windows.
But the roof's gonna be, it's gonna be turned, it's not gonna look like
No,
this.
right, so it'd be the opposite. So where that door is, the garage door, that's where the cable's gonna come down towards. So it'd be the opposite. Yeah.
That's pretty much what you submitted.
Pretty much what I submitted.
Like this.
And, and I mean, when I submitted that, I wasn't sure if I was gonna do a screen style roof, but I don't really want to do screen style roof. I want to match the pitch of the existing, and I already priced out trusses for that, so
And
that's.
if you just put down, just building materials and stuff, what the outside's gonna look like, that way we just have an idea.
Yeah. How do you want me to submit that? Because I can go on record right now and say I'm planning on doing vinyl siding.
No, don't do it. I'm just,
Wouldn't me. How do you want me to submit that?
just get it in writing to Stephanie. Prior to next week.
So what is the distinction between the garage and the shed? Distinction.
Yeah, we want to go in the garage, if that matters, I have no problem with crossing.
But I mean,
saying
that's
garage,
my
but I'm
question
not-
is there,
I'm not
as far as the
planning
code
to park
goes,
a car.
is there a distinction?
I think the distinction you're getting at is whether it's attached or not, because that affects the setback, actually, 25 versus 20, right? It's part of the, if it's attached, then it's part of the house, and that's the 25-foot setback, although that was already, I think, contemplated in that decision, but I'll
Oh, I
probably
see
say
what you're
something like
saying.
that. You're actually getting a variance from a larger setback, it's an accessory structure, it's the 20, which you actually pointed out, at our last meeting.
This one doesn't mention the front
It
setback.
doesn't mention how much it's the front setback
Only
or
the
how
side.
much it's granting, just the space that it's leaving.
Yeah.
So,
Is the front setback still required or
So-
because the whole house is already.
The whole house is already there, but that-
So
I think
the house
it
was
needs to be
there,
figured
but
out.
the house was built back before these new setbacks were there. I believe we have a 50-foot setback in Poestenkill for front yard now. And the existing is like 40,
Yeah, I think
42. And the original variance probably doesn't have a front setback requirement because I think that was for either an 18 or a 20-foot. I'm looking for a 24-foot.
so you were further back from the house at that point.
So I would have been set back from the house because of the electrical service, but now that I'm keeping it off of the house, the electrical service isn't in the way anymore. Right, I was actually 4 feet, one more room to put some.
So the front of this proposal is in front of the house?
It's gonna match the front house. So it's gonna be setback, so the original attached garage was gonna be set back 5-6 feet from the front of the house to allow for the electrical service that's there. And then, obviously, now that I'm in the block house, grab the extra 4 feet.
Then, so you need to do the front setback.
Front setback
That's
for an accessory structure?
Well, I don't know what the accessory structure is, all of that change.
Unless.
I'm not sure about that.
Accessory uses are still front and stuff.
So it'll be maybe 8 feet from the front and 3.5.
We're gonna need to modify this application and, actually rename it. This is additional variance.
No, it's in this one.
Is it, I thought it was.
Oh, it isn't that? I put the front setback in this one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then you can go work on the last one anyway.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for Chrissy.
It wasn't the first
Wasn't
application,
granted
but,
last time.
but it wasn't listed on
Right,
the resolution.
because I had pointed it out, I don't think I think at that point, because we're talking about 4 feet, something like that, we're taking for 8 feet, I think this what the, I don't think I had that on this one. You know, I think.
Yeah, I think our notice is that we just had to figure out that one issue with the prior variance, and if you can just get that information with regards to building materials and stuff, and a layout, so you can just see it and understand. Nothing further, I think that's all.
Yeah, so strictly speaking, we should have made a motion to open the public hearing. I would like you to make a motion to keep the public hearing open until the next meeting.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion to keep the public hearing open. for next meeting.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
That's it for, got any other comments? Public? Thanks. Thank you.
Did you know that picture?
Yeah.
You see it.
Yeah.
Who knows my call?
Do you see what Betsy put together?
Yeah, Chip told me she had no more questions for tomorrow, please.
No, no, on your street.
This is about.
Yeah, I'm gonna be here around 1:30. I'll be here.
Done.
It's tight, everything's tight.
Returns for senior discounts and the amounts.
No, I didn't hear anything about that. Can you give me a copy? Can you make me a copy?
Oh, you're fine.
Please. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so come back a little bit.
Before this had that issue. Wonder if the deed before this might have.
Yes, it did, because one of the board members.
I know.
Right, doesn't that would still apply. I disagree with the necessary.
Because I needed to change
If they did it before us.
Anything else in the meeting?
Yes. Don just called me, he went upstairs to get it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Franklin, they mentioned,
I'm in, Wayne.
Well, second.
I don't know how you did it, so.
So that's,
Second Tuesday. I do believe that.
Have to bid that I'm running here, because I wouldn't have really figured it out. Now it's tired to run out downstairs.
So,
I thought you would have rode up and.
so, in order.
You know, you
gotta
work
open
the-
that door so
the
it's-
gate. It would be easy, just carry it all this year.
Yeah, Lou.
Then you only make it once.
I would know you were, you could just carry me out
Sit
there.
down your right, just open the door.
First time.
So
how
it's
did, yeah.
just right from here to the second door.
First I had to call Tracy to get, so I could set the alarm off again.
Well, I just texted and Sue called me because I said, last time she didn't, have the
Oh,
alarm.
that's good.
It was on, right?
And, so Sue just called me and said, right, I'm going to shut the door.
Well,
I'm like, no, don't just pull in, she said, I'm good. Well,
No, last time I came here, I had the number wrong, and the damn alarm went off. I couldn't shut it off.
your next meeting,
Right.
the 5th?
yeah.
Thank you.
All right, everything's locked up upstairs.
September.
Oh, planning board is. 19th.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Keith.
You're in good hands. You're in good hands, you'll be able to get out.
Uh,
That's it.
Stays in the lap.
So that's.
Thank you, dude. Stephanie's gonna help you get out.
Okay.
Yes.
September.
I'm gonna go visit them, so I can pick my trees out.
You don't do the planning board meetings?
Okay.
You do the planning
I
board?
think the ones I saw last year were,